Welcome to my video about converting a NoHAB analog locomotive into DCC. If you have seen one of the other videos, you will know that it seems to work fine with analog signal, but this is not what I want to use on my layout. It has to be digital because I want to control the speed of several locomotives at the same time. So there's only the one way to go then, and it's digital. Locomotive, this NoHAB here, should be able to run DCC. So this is what we are going to try now. First, I want to remove the cover here. Should be able to do this without using any tools. So we will just flip out here. Yeah, could feel it. It snapped or releases here. Yeah, and here. Okay. So this is how the locomotive looks inside. The DCC controller will go into this place here. So as you can see, there isn't much space left, but should be enough. Here we have a PCB with some small diodes, and I think that's some capacitors. But I will put it onto the table and we will try to go through the steps here. To solder this, I will use a electronic solder iron here. It's a very old one I have, but it really works well. So just let it preheat and then we'll step into it. To desolder this, we'll actually put some extra solder on, like that, and we will heat both sides. There we go. That was the first diode we have removed. Small pieces like that. I don't know. It won't focus. I'll show later what I have removed from the PCB here. We will take the second one now. Let me see. It will be this one here. Over here. Can you see? Yeah. This one. Okay. Seems a bit unsharp. Okay. Yeah. Here. This really smells bad. I don't know what kind of solder they have used for mounting this PCB, but for sure doesn't smell very nice. Then we will desolder these two caps here, capacitors. This side and this side. There we go. That was the first one. And the second one is over here. The next thing I'm going to do is just clean up the PCB because it has a lot of solder which doesn't look nice to me, so I'll just remove that. For this I have this special copper you put this onto and heat it, and it will suck up all the unneeded solder. So we will try to zoom in. Can it focus here? I hope so. Just preheat. Come on. Yeah. That was the first one. Second one. And over here. Can you see this here? Yeah. Okay. For this job you should use a tip which is quite large, otherwise you might risk to damage the PCB, so it's okay to use a... It's first when you have to mount the new DCC controller, you probably need a small tip. Okay, so we clean up the PCB now as good as we now can. So it looks like this. The next we will do is remove the screw here on top. Okay. Here we go. And we should be able to flip the PCB away from the train. Yeah. Here on this side we have two inductors, these two yellow ones. We have to remove those as well. Actually we don't have, because this one is already loose. Okay. And we have to desolder here. Probably burn my fingers now. No, I managed to not to. There we go. Come on. Inductor. Go away. And the last component. Here we go. Those are the components we removed from the PCB. Two inductors, a large resistor here, two capacitors here, and a diode. Okay, let's unbox this DCC decoder Lokpilot 4.0. I hope it's good because it was really expensive. Manual here. Last thing we will read. As usual. Because those pads are so tiny, I'll probably have to change the solder iron for a smaller type. Well, you don't have to, but I'm in the lucky position to have a smaller 25 watts solder iron, so I'll just use that for soldering. The next we'll do is cut the wires here. Guess it would be here. Okay, they are cut, so now it's too late to change anything. This is really a challenge. My God. And we have 2 more to go. And the blue one. Okay. Now we have to solder the ends here. On the wires. First one. Second one. Third. For this job I turned the temperature down to 300 degrees C on a solder iron, because otherwise I would just melt the insulation same moment it touches the wire. So if you have a solder iron, don't turn it on maximum. Just enough to melt the solder, not more. So now we'll just pre-solder the PCB. We have 6 pads here. Might have to turn the temperature a bit up. Okay. That was the great gray color. And the red one we have here. You really want to do this carefully. Don't make any short circuits. The red is mounted. Black is now soldered and white. The white one soldered is the yellow. Bend the wire down so it touches the pad here. And go for it. Yeah, we completed it. So flip it over like that and we're good to go. Then we have to okay. Well, okay, I just cut the blue wire so it shouldn't touch anything. Flip the PCB around. Join it here again. Next thing we want to is connect the two wires here from the motor mounts. Just use some wires from a resistor I have. And so I managed to find out how to program it. So now let's try to start it. Can turn on the light. Turn it off, on, off. Let's try to give it more speed. Full speed. And stop. Turn on the light. Increasing the speed. Half speed. And full speed. Let's make an emergency stop. Okay, go the other direction. That's it. So let's take some close-up video shots from the PCB. Here you see the Lokpilot, and you have to make sure it doesn't touch the drive shaft here. There's only very little space between, but there is space enough to make some clearance. So now running with a DCC decoder inside Lokpilot 4.0. Turn on, off light. Let's switch out this, might better see it. The other direction. And the light is turned on. And try to switch it off. So this is how it looks after the modification and this conversion to DCC decoder.